Year 5 and welcome to your English lesson for today. So we're going to be looking at creating atmosphere through a variety of different language devices, okay? So one of the things we're going to be focusing on most today is going to be expanded noun phrases and prepositional phrases. So first of all, we're going to look at identifying different parts of a sentence. So how do we build a sentence together? And then we're going to look at understanding how to construct an expanded noun phrase using that sentence structure. Once we've had a look at that, we're going to look to then use and add prepositional phrases on. And then by the end of the lesson, you're going to have a go at including both those skills within your writing, okay? So let's do a recap part of our lesson of what is an expanded noun phrase. So we know that expanded noun phrases are going to give us more detail, and it's usually an expanded noun phrase because it's going to expand the amount of information and detail that we have about our noun. For example, here is our noun, the boy. Yeah, you know from experience with Ms. Humphrey, if you write something like the boy in your work, you're going to see steam come out of her ears because that's boring, and we don't do boring in year 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify. So we're going to add a noun to modify it. So we've got the boy. So now we're going to expand on this. So he's now the schoolboy. But that's still boring. Okay. So I'm going to expand on this with an adjective. Okay. So the happy, excited schoolboy. Now you might notice that I've included 2 adjectives there. What's the rule when we have 2 adjectives next to each other to describe a noun? Good. We need a comma. Okay. We have to separate those adjectives. They are an adjective in their own right. To then give even more information, I'm going to add a prepositional phrase. Okay, so I'm going to expand on it even more. So the happy, excited schoolboy with a bright blue jumper. And not only have I added a prepositional phrase, I've also used a bit of alliteration in there of bright blue. So you can see how we've gone from the boy to the happy, excited schoolboy with a bright blue jumper. That sounds much better. Now we have more information about this boy. We know more about his feelings because he's happy and we know what he's wearing. If you described someone to say, oh yeah, a boy came to school today, that's pretty boring. If you said, oh, there's a really happy, excited boy that came to school today, who's dressed in this really cool bright blue jumper, you've already got a lot more information about that one person. So let's have a look at this example of the house. Okay, we're going to add some information to it. So we've got the country house. I might have said haunted house because, I mean, that looks like a pretty dilapidated, fallen apart country house. But now we're going to add some adjectives in there. So now we've got a derelict old country house. Now we looked at derelict yesterday in my modelled right that I did, and it means that it's empty, it's bare, okay? And then we're going to add a prepositional phrase. So we have a derelict old country house with boarded and broken windows. So now we're giving some more information, some more context about what this house looks like, rather than it just being a house, okay? Let's have a look at this couple more examples here then. So have a think, and I want you to pause the video. How could we expand on that statement? So what I want you to do is to write down in front of you, let's write a sentence using the 2 fir trees. Can you add another noun to it? Can you then add 2 adjectives to it? And then can you add a prepositional phrase? So let's give some more details of how we could describe these fir trees. So pause the video and see if you can have a go. Okay, well, I came up with the example of the 2 ancient fir trees. We know that fir trees are quite big trees, and we know it takes a long time for them to grow, so they're quite ancient. But then I'm going to say that the 2 ancient tall trees, fir trees. So now I've added more information, not only about their age, but their height. Now I'm going to explain where they are. Okay, so the 2 ancient tall fir trees are in the middle of the park. Okay, so there I've expanded with an additional noun, my 2 adjectives, and a prepositional phrase just to improve on it. Let's see if you can have a go at this one all on your own. Can you add our additional skills in to improve on this statement of a ship? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, let's see if you did a better example than me. So I've gone for pirate ship. I mean, unless you're going on a cruise, I'm not bothered about ships unless it's a pirate ship because that's pretty cool. But now I've got the enormous menacing pirate ships. Now I'm using my emotive language. I'm suggesting here that it's a menacing kind of boat. But here I've gone for an enormous menacing pirate ship on the still, calm ocean. You wouldn't find them in rivers. You wouldn't find them in the swimming pool. You wouldn't find them on the local lake. Again, they're going to be on a big portion of water, so I've gone for the ocean. So we've gone from a ship to an enormous menacing pirate ship on the still, calm sea. Now I've actually used 2 expanded noun phrases there. Even though I've got on, so I've got my prepositional phrase, I still managed to get myself in there another expanded noun phrase. Not a problem. Well done there if you think your sentence was better than mine. When you send your work in, I'll judge to see if you did a better sentence than I did. So let's have a think then how we could expand on this one then. So let's just go back and work through our steps. We know to add the noun, okay, so we could have an American eagle. We know to add the adjectives, so we have an intimidating, predatory, American eagle. And we know to then add a prepositional phrase, so extra detail. So an intimidating, predatory American eagle with a wide wingspan. So you can see how we've added all that additional information in there to improve on it. So let's have a go at letting you do some on your own. So this is going to be the triple decker sandwich. I'm going to give you 3 things, and all 3 things need to be explained and described in 1 sentence. So can you use 3 things below to create an expanded noun phrase of your own? Okay, so we have picnic, we have wooden box, and we have a table. Can you create a sentence, okay, using expanded noun phrases, okay, to include all 3 of those words? Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so an example that could be, that I've written myself, let's see if you did a better version, was the delicious picnic sitting on the wooden table. So notice the link between wooden and table. Okay, it didn't have to necessarily be a wooden box. Okay, but then I've got my delicious picnic, so I've added an adjective for my delicious picnic, and I've put sitting on a wooden table. Now, it says here for an expanded noun phrase, so I might say the appetizing delicious picnic was sitting on the wooden table. So I've got 2 adjectives, but one way or another, I still have an expanded noun phrase because I've still used my 2 additional adjectives. Okay, so below we're going to look at 3 fantastic additions which could be used to make 1 expanded noun phrase. So we need to see if we can use all 3 in 1 expanded noun phrases and see if it makes sense. So we've got rain, traffic lights, and bus. Now I'm going to show you an example and I'm going to get you to have a go at writing your own. So one thing I could say was the large impressive bus by the traffic lights in the rain. So you could say there was a large impressive bus sitting by the traffic lights in the rain. Now I might want to improve on that. I might say, well, it's not just the rain, it could be the lashing rain, the freezing cold rain, the hammering rain. You can get a simile in there. So the large impressive bus was sat waiting at the traffic lights in the rainy thunderstorm. Okay, so what you do is pause the video and see if you can improve on my sentence. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so having done that, we're now going to have a go at doing our own sentences.